At my baby shower, my neighbor showed up uninvited, screaming that I shouldn't be allowed to breed. She tossed gifts into the yard and slammed the cake onto the sidewalk. My sister livestreamed the whole thing and it exploded across the city. She was fired within 48 hours and served with a no-contact order by the court while the whole town mocked her meltdown. I need to get this off my chest. I've kept quiet about it for a few weeks, but every time I walk outside, someone waves at me with that look like they know. Not in a mean way. More like, you were the girl from that baby shower video. Yeah. That was me. I'm 32. First time pregnant. I live just outside Charleston, South Carolina. It's one of those suburban developments that looks like every other, identical houses, trimmed lawns, retired couples walking dogs in the morning. We moved here 6 years ago, me and my husband Nate. We didn't have much back then, but this place was quiet. Friendly. Safe. At least it was. Until Marla. Marla lived 2 doors down. I didn't know much about her at first. She had this permanent scowl on her face, like the sun hurt her. She never waved. Never smiled. I'd try to make small talk if we passed by at the mailbox. She'd just grunt or pretend not to hear. Some folks told me she'd been through a rough divorce years back, and she was never the same. Others said she used to be nice, but something snapped after her mother died. I don't know the full story. All I know is, she hated joy. Like, it physically bothered her. She'd glare at kids riding bikes. Complain to the HOA if someone parked slightly over the line. One time, a neighbor's son left a skateboard near the sidewalk. She took it and dropped it off at Goodwill. Didn't even deny it. I started calling her the warden in private. Anyway. Fast forward to this spring. I'm finally pregnant after 2 years of trying, including 1 painful miscarriage. This pregnancy felt different. Felt like hope. Like we could finally move forward. We planned a baby shower in our backyard, nothing big. Some friends, a few neighbors we actually like, my family. About 30 people. My sister Anna flew in from Nashville and helped plan everything. She's good at that kind of stuff. Saturday came. It was warm, breezy, perfect weather. We had folding tables covered in pink tablecloths. Little paper signs that said it's a girl, in glitter. There was a diaper cake centerpiece, pink cupcakes, a fruit tray, and a big strawberry sheet cake Nate picked up that morning. I was glowing. Tired, sure, but glowing. People brought gifts, laughed, played games. We had this funny guess the baby food game going when it happened. I still hear it like a movie in my head. First, the gate slammed open. Loud. Too loud. Then I saw her. Marla. She was wearing some ratty tank top with sweat stains and pajama pants. She looked angry. Like really angry. She had a wine bottle in one hand and this beat-up gift bag in the other. The bag was half open, something purple sticking out the top. She looked drunk or close to it. She stormed in, not walked. Didn't say hi. Didn't make eye contact. Just marched right into the middle of my baby shower and shouted, "You shouldn't be allowed to F***ing breed." Everything stopped. People froze mid-sip, mid-laugh. Nate stood up. My mom gasped. I just sat there stunned, one hand on my belly, trying to figure out if I'd heard her right. She didn't stop. This whole street is sick of you acting like you're better than everyone just 'cause you managed to get knocked up. News flash, it ain't special. Then she threw the gift bag across the yard. It landed near the bushes. I saw a broken candle roll out. It smelled like old lavender and vinegar. And then she went for the cake. That cake took hours to set up. It had pink roses, my name written on it in cursive, everything. Nate had just finished cutting slices. She picked it up and slammed it face down onto the sidewalk. The sound of that splat, the plate shattering, people gasping, I'll never forget it. My sister whipped out her phone and hit record. Not a second too soon. While Marla kept going. You walk around rubbing that belly like you earned something. Like we all owe you some celebration. You know what? You ain't better than me. You're just louder. My husband tried to talk her down. My uncle called the cops. My sister kept recording. I stood there like a statue while Marla paced in circles, pointing, cursing, spitting her rage like it had been waiting years to come out. And when the cops came? She screamed more. Called them pigs. Said the neighborhood was full of breeders and fakes. She tried to swing her wine bottle but dropped it. It shattered on the pavement next to the cake. They took her away in cuffs. I didn't even cry. I think I was too shocked. But my sister's video? It didn't just capture the meltdown. It captured everything. The screaming. The cake smash. The insults. The way she looked, sounded. The way people gasped. One of the clips even caught my mom clutching her chest and whispering, "Dear Lord." Anna posted the video that night. First just to friends. Then she made it public. It went viral. By Monday morning, the video had hit over 300,000 views. By Tuesday, it was over 1 million. People from our neighborhood started texting me, asking if that was the Marla from our street. They already knew the answer, but they wanted confirmation. One of the comments under the video read, "I swear I had her as a dental hygienist in Mount Pleasant. She always looked pissed." Turns out, she wasn't just any dental employee, she was the front office manager at one of the busiest family dental clinics in the area. Someone tagged the clinic in the video. Someone else emailed the link to their business address. Then a local mom group picked it up. They were brutal. The clinic posted a statement by Tuesday night. "We have become aware of a deeply disturbing video involving a member of our staff. This behavior does not reflect our values or standards. Effective immediately, this individual is no longer employed with our practice." Just like that, Marla was fired. But she wasn't done. Wednesday morning, we found a note taped to our mailbox. It said, "Hope it was worth it. Tell your sister her 15 minutes are almost up. He's ruined my life." We handed it over to the cops. They filed it as part of the ongoing harassment. It helped me get the no-contact order even faster. That same week, I started noticing something strange. People driving slowly past our house. Not in a creepy way, more like curiosity. I found out one of the local news channels aired a short segment on the video. They blurred my face and the baby bump, but still. It wasn't hard for folks nearby to figure it out. My mom stayed an extra week to help me decompress. I was trying to stay calm for the baby. Nate was furious but held it in for me. But here's the twist no one saw coming. A few days later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was a woman, shaky voice, late 40s maybe. "Hi. I'm sorry to bother you. I saw the video. I just wanted to say. I know Marla. We used to be friends. Years ago. She told me they worked together at the dental office a decade ago and were close for a while. But after Marla's divorce, something in her broke. She became paranoid, jealous, mean. Pushed everyone away. And then she said something that made me sit down. Marla had a miscarriage. 2, actually. The last one was late term. She never talked about it, but I saw the hospital paperwork once. After that, she hated every pregnant woman she saw. That messed me up. I had no sympathy for what she did. But that hit a nerve. I had a miscarriage too. I knew what that pain felt like. But I didn't go around destroying baby showers and screaming at people. I didn't know how to feel. Was it sadness? Disgust? Confusion? I didn't tell anyone about that call. Not yet. I wasn't ready. But the story didn't die down. In fact, it got worse. A week later, someone posted in a local Facebook group that Marla had been caught yelling at a cashier in a grocery store for looking at her funny. Someone else said she got into a screaming match with a neighbor's teenager because his music was harassing her. Cops were called again. Then I started getting messages. Anonymous accounts. One said, "Hope that baby grows up just like you," entitled and ugly. Another one said, "Rot in hell, breeder." I knew it had to be her. Or someone close to her. We showed the police. They told us to keep reporting every incident, save every message. We added it to the restraining order file. Meanwhile, Marla's house went up for sale. A "for sale by owner" sign popped up on her lawn. But no realtor sign. No online listing. I think she was trying to move quietly, without attracting more attention. Too late for that. Neighbors started avoiding her house altogether. Kids crossed the street to skip her lawn. One family told me their daughter had nightmares after seeing the video. People started calling her Screamin' Marla. But what really blew everything wide open? My sister posted a follow-up video. In it, she talked about what happened after the baby shower. She didn't name Marla, but everyone already knew. She cried while holding up the broken cake plate and thanked everyone for their support. It got millions of views. Again. Marla was humiliated all over again. And I thought that would be the end of it. But then something happened that changed the way I saw the whole situation. And that's where things got complicated. About 2 weeks after the second video went viral, I got another unexpected message. This time it wasn't anonymous. It was from a woman named Rhea who said she was Marla's half-sister. I almost deleted it, but something made me pause. Her message wasn't hateful. It was short, calm, and it said, "You don't know me, but I think you deserve to know what really happened to Marla. She needs help. Not pity, not forgiveness, just the truth out in the open. Call me if you want to understand." I stared at the message for a while. I didn't owe Marla anything. She had shattered my baby shower, insulted my unborn child, and harassed me for weeks. But something was off. The way Rhea wrote it, it didn't feel like she was defending her sister. It felt like she was warning me. So I called her. She answered right away. Her voice was soft, tired. She lived out in Greenville and hadn't seen Marla in almost a year. Said they used to talk, off and on, until last summer when Marla stopped returning calls. She'd seen the viral videos too. Said she wasn't surprised. And then she told me this: Marla wasn't just grieving miscarriages. She'd been pregnant by a married man for nearly a year. He promised to leave his wife, said they'd raise the baby together. Then one day, poof, he ghosted her. Blocked her number, moved away, transferred jobs, everything. 2 weeks after that, she lost the baby. Late term. No funeral. No support. Just silence. That's when everything changed. Marla started showing up at the man's wife's job. Yelling, spitting at her car. She got arrested twice. Eventually the court ordered a mental evaluation. That's when she was diagnosed, not just depression, but something deeper. Bipolar disorder, untreated for years, mixed with trauma. They tried to commit her. She refused. Fought it. She quit her medication. Moved away from the people who tried to help her. And somewhere in all of that, she found her way into our neighborhood. Rhea started crying on the phone. She needs to be locked away or helped. Not walking around unhinged and hating mothers. That phone call stuck with me. It didn't excuse anything, but it filled in some gaps. I didn't know what to do with it. And then the biggest twist came. I got an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a blurry photo of Marla, in her house, looking through the blinds. Like someone had taken it from the bushes. Underneath the photo was a note. "She's not the only one watching you." I dropped it. My hands were shaking. I called the cops immediately. They took it seriously this time. Escalated the case. Said this wasn't just harassment, this was stalking. They asked me to consider getting security cameras and staying somewhere else for a few days. I was 7.5 months pregnant. The stress was unbearable. We stayed at Nate's cousin's house for a while, about 10 miles out of town. While we were gone, someone egged Marla's house. Smashed her car windshield. Tagged the word "baby killer" on her garage door in red spray paint. It wasn't us. We were gone. But someone out there was taking this revenge way further than I ever would have wanted. And that made me realize something I hadn't considered before: this whole thing? It wasn't just my story anymore. It had turned into something bigger, darker, and way more dangerous than a ruined baby shower. I started wondering, was I still the victim? Or had I become something else? We moved back into our house after a week. I had cameras installed on every corner. Nate even got motion lights. I didn't feel safe, but I couldn't live in hiding forever. I was due in 3 weeks. But I couldn't stop thinking about that photo. About the red spray paint. About the people watching us, or her, or both. Then came the final blow. My sister got a call from a local podcaster who ran a popular true crime and gossip show. He wanted to do a full episode about the baby shower breakdown. She agreed. I didn't. I begged her not to do it. I was exhausted. The police were still investigating the stalking note. Marla was spiraling. I just wanted peace. But Anna said it was already out there, and this way, we could control the story. That podcast aired on a Thursday night. It was titled "The Baby and the Breakdown: When Neighborhood Drama Turns Violent." It was full of sound clips from the video, emotional commentary, and background info from sources, including Rhea. My sister even read part of Marla's court records on the air. By Saturday, it had over 1.5 million listens. And that's when Marla snapped, again. She was seen in the middle of the street at 3 a.m., screaming at passing cars. Neighbors called it in. By the time police arrived, she was standing on her roof with a bat, yelling at nobody. She was finally taken into custody under a mental health order. This time, she didn't fight it. They put her in a psychiatric facility outside Columbia. Long-term care. She didn't come back. Her house sat empty for months. The for sale sign disappeared. We heard the bank took it back. That should have been the end. But karma didn't stop with her. About 2 weeks after I gave birth, a beautiful, healthy baby girl named Hope, my sister Anna got fired from her marketing job. Her boss had gotten calls. Angry ones. Apparently, parts of the podcast violated privacy laws, sharing court records, medical history, even footage of children's faces without consent. One of Marla's cousins threatened legal action. Anna begged me to speak on her behalf. I didn't. She was angry. Said I used her when it was convenient and dropped her when things got messy. But the truth was, she crossed a line I wouldn't cross. I just wanted the harassment to stop. She wanted fame. As for me? I finally sat down and wrote Marla a letter. I never mailed it. It said, "You hurt me more than I ever thought a stranger could. But I understand now, you weren't just cruel. You were broken. That doesn't make you innocent, but it does make you human. We both lost something. I lost peace. You lost everything. I hope the place you're in gives you what you need. I'm not forgiving you. But I'm not feeding this fire anymore either." I burned the letter in the sink. People still bring up the baby shower sometimes. Mostly in passing. "You're the one from that video," they'll say with a smile. I just nod. Hope is 3 months old now. She smiles in her sleep. She doesn't know any of this. One day, maybe I'll tell her. Maybe I won't. But I'll always remember. What starts with one ruined cake can end with a house empty, a family fractured, a woman institutionalized, and a town left watching through curtains, wondering who the real villain was. Sometimes, revenge doesn't look like fire. Sometimes, it looks like silence. And nobody ever forgetting your name.